Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and today I wanted to come on here and talk to you about my weight loss journey. My last one was just basically a good starter off video. But I have been getting questions about what I have done to lose the weight that I have lost. That was just like it's my own personal weight loss journey. I'm not a trained professional. I don't have a nutrition certification. This is just tips and tricks that I've learned through my weight loss journey of ways to better provide for myself. And totally, I've lost 15 pounds within 3 months. So I was really active in high school. I played high school sports. I was pretty active in like basketball. Softball was my big sport. I loved playing the game. I went to college. Everybody will tell you they gained the freshman 15. I gained the freshman 15 like quickly. I was 138, 140 when I got into college, and then when I hit college I was about 155. You have access to drive-in, the same thing, drive-in cheeseburger joints. Walmart, you were buying the cheap food and you would get like the loaves of bread and really high processed sugar foods that weren't necessarily very good for you, but they held you full for the day and you felt energetic after you had a lot of sugar. And then my meal plans would usually consist of me walking straight over to where the fries were instead of going to where the fresh cooked food was with the hearty vegetables and the salad bar. So for me, like long story short, I basically was just making terrible food choices based on my emotions, and in turn it helped me to gain 155 pounds to 160 pounds. Which wasn't very healthy. So then I started noticing how badly I had put on weight and how heavier I looked in pictures, and decided like, okay, I need to adjust what I'm eating and stop eating heavy amounts of food with less exercise. I was really unhappy. Like when you're emotionally unable to connect with yourself, and you emotionally feel like everything around you is just falling apart and everybody else is just having the best time of their life and their life is taking off, and you just feel like you're in a standstill, it's hard to pay attention to that. And I wasn't really the party person. I didn't find alcohol and drugs to be able to take away how I was feeling. It was food. Food filled me with this emotion of like, I'll feel better if I have a cheeseburger. I'll feel better if I have, like, they had these chicken and waffle things that were so delicious. When I got a job with a major airline 4 months later after leaving school, after passing training in the airlines, you have to go through like 7-week training. I started only having the availabilities of restaurants and takeout food because we didn't have time to prepare our food because we were just tired. And you know, I'm sleeping in a lounge instead of sleeping at a home, and I'm looking for a crash pad, but I can't. And it's like I more along the lines found the importance of sleep and rest versus food. So food was helping me keep sustained, but the lack of sleep I was getting was causing me to make unhealthy choices. So with that, I was eating out a lot, going to Starbucks, going to take out foods, and just eating whatever I wanted that was in sight, and just trying to keep myself afloat. And then I hit a point of like 160 to getting up to 165 by the age of 21, and I just noticed I had a breakdown, and I knew that that was a time in my life I had to make a change. So then I started being able to keep more focused on my nutrition and how much I was eating, and taking snacks that were better instead of the Biscoff cookies they had on the airline. So I decided to make those small changes, and it got me down to a smaller weight. I lost about 15 pounds from just changing the way I ate. Not even eating copious amounts of food, and only having the amount of food that kept me full. So like I would find things that were, instead of having like they had almonds on the plane, or they had like honey roasted peanuts, and those things have like a ton of carbs in them, and a lot of fat. So I had to look at those and be like, okay, as much as I want the honey roasted peanuts, I'm gonna have 2 rice cakes instead. And just by making those small changes, my body dropped the weight really quickly. Most important thing too was I was drinking a lot of water. We have to stay hydrated on the airlines as a flight attendant and stay hydrated consistently. So I was constantly drinking more water. I took out sodas instead of taking Diet Cokes with me back to my hotel room. I was taking 2 big bottles of water and keeping myself hydrated with that, or my own bottle of water. It's now May 2020 in February, where I just looked at myself in the mirror and I just said, that's it, I'm done. I want a new life. I want a new self. I'm tired of the way things have been. And that's for me what triggered this whole weight loss journey, was just looking myself in the mirror and just being like, I am so sick and tired of seeing this same unhappy woman standing in the mirror by her because she can't make decisions and she doesn't want to start something with her life. Like you have to have a passion and a trigger to say like, I need a different life for myself, because if I keep going this way, it's not helping me, it's not making me better, it's just making me feel worse. And as I keep getting older, it's just gonna get, I'm not gonna have people around me where I can blame them because they haven't lost the weight. You know, it was just like, those were unhealthy habits I needed to break in order to keep going. So I started this journey in February 29th. And I made the decision to hire a nutrition coach to help me learn more about why I need to eat a calorie deficit diet in order to start losing fat. And so he would give me workouts that would coincide with my schedule. And he would say, okay, you have a 1,500 calorie diet and you need to have 150 grams of carbs, 75 grams of fats, and 150 grams of protein. And I was like, this is gonna be difficult. And at first, the first week of starting it felt like, this is pathetic. I am not just gonna eat chicken. I'd rather have something covered in cheese that tastes delicious. I'd rather have French fries. Do it the way I was doing it. I liked my normal, because doing this new conforming or this new change was causing me to feel like, I don't think this is gonna work for me. But it's gonna get hard. I know with weight loss, it gets hard. But for me, I finally was just like, no, I'm tired of making that excuse. This is a change. I have to try. I have to see a different way of living to see if it'll benefit me in some way. And so I kept going. I'd go to the gym 5 days a week. I would eat the 1,500 calories. I drank more water. I cut out a lot of the high carbonated beverages, and I just started drinking like seltzer water once a week, which I always have here when I'm videotaping. And then spacing out meals 4 to 6 hours. So I'd be like, okay, I'm having 4 ounces of protein, I'm having my vegetables, and then I have my carbs or my fats. If I haven't gotten it, it depends on what my macros were. And so when I was doing those small changes of paying attention to how much food was on my plate and keeping it at a certain amount, I was able to see the scale just continue to drop. It took a few weeks for it to completely just start to make a significant change. And with the scale, don't trust the scale. I have so many people who are in the health who do a lot of fitness coaching and they work out all the time. They're like, stop paying attention to the scale. And that was something for me, was like, you're right, I have to stop paying attention to the scale. There were things like in my body I started to notice, like I started to have shoulder muscles come in, like triceps, my biceps are getting bigger. Like those are the changes you should be paying attention to, because fat weighs less than muscle. Muscle weighs more, but the fat is coming off. And it wasn't until the end of March where the weight was down to 140, and I had been starting at 149. I got down to 140 and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like I stuck with this. I'm so surprised. And there were days where it felt like I don't want to keep doing this. But I didn't cut cold turkey on some of the foods I really enjoyed. When you pay attention to your macros, you're just keeping track more of how many calories you're taking in a day. If you're eating more calories than you're burning, you're gonna put on fat. If you're burning more calories than you're eating, you're gonna lose fat. So that was something for me where I was like, I did my workout, I lost this certain amount of calories, I can have this certain type of amount of food. And that started to help me lose the weight that felt stubborn. And it just, all of it just started to fly off. And on top of that, I was drinking a ton of water. They were recommending to say drink a gallon of water a day to speed fat loss. And the reason I was doing it so quickly was because I was like, I have a goal to do a bikini competition in July. Unfortunately though, because of the pandemic, we can't do it, but I'll do it this year. It's my goal to do it this year. I have these as my water bottle. It's about a 20 ounce kind of like blender bottle, just from One Up Nutrition person. And I drink about 6 of these a day, and that helps me, 6 to 6.5. 128 ounces is a gallon of water. So I try to drink at least 120 ounces of water a day. And that really helped coincide with getting the fat to come off. Just making that small change, my skin's improved, my mood's improved. I have more energy towards like the midday, where it just starts to feel that midday crash at like 2 or 3 o'clock. And just drinking like 1 thing of these of water, I felt more energetic to keep going for the day, which was just kind of eye-opening. So now I'm at the weight of 135. I'm back to my old high school weight. And I never thought in a million years, I never thought in 10 years I'd be the same weight that I was 10 years ago, but I am. And I'm completely shocked, but it's because I've spent a lot of time convincing myself that this is something that is happy and something beneficial that I needed to do for myself, to challenge myself and to know that I can go further and I can do more and I can be healthier. And I can honestly say that by doing this weight loss journey, it's changed my mood, it's changed my perspective on things, and I feel like I'm more of a decision maker, because when you do a workout or if you stick to something like this, it challenges you personally that you can do something that's out of your comfort zone. So for me, I hated the way I looked, but I preferred to be where I was because I was used to it. It was normal. It was fun for me to just have the way I had it. I was happy. But truthfully, I wasn't. I was still unhappy, but I can honestly say sitting here that making the conscious decision to do this weight loss journey and losing the weight I've lost, I'm in a happier spot in my life and able to handle life's challenges because of this challenge I've overcome. And I'm still going to continue with this weight loss journey. I'm still going to continue to try to get down to my goal weight of 130, but be able to see more of a tone in my core. And be able to just kind of see that long-term benefit of being healthier. And I fully support, self-body, self-love. If you prefer to just, if you love the way you are, love the way you are. I just was unhappy with my part in life. I was unhappy with where I was staying. And if you feel that way, it's something where you have to make those drastic changes of taking out a Diet Coke, or stop going to get fast food 3 or 4 times a week and start cooking at home. And that will slowly help you transition to a healthier lifestyle, to a healthier mindset. What you put into your gut comes out of your mind. So everything you eat, you are. So I was eating crappy foods, I was gonna feel crappy. Now that I'm eating healthier, I'm feeling better about myself and noticing those changes to grow further. So that is just where I am now. It's May. Hopefully I get to my bikini competition soon, because I really want to take that challenge up. But overall though, I hope this encourages you to not give up in your weight loss journey, and gives you a little input on things to maybe change small on. I take supplements and I do probiotics and stuff like that, so I can do another video of the supplements I take and why they're good to take. But this is just my weight loss journey of how I lost 15 pounds, and it's going to get hard, it's going to get tough. But just stick with it, see what happens at the end of the road. If you love the way you look after it, that means it was worth it. The work was worth it. So keep going, don't give up. You can do it while you're at home. There's so many stay-at-home workouts, and there's so many fitness coaches out there who have so many at-home workouts. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.